Hello, everyone. Welcome to Damage Control by TBR. This is our first inaugural episode, and I'm joined here by Chris Hinman, our CEO at The Best Reputation, and I am the Director of Growth. And we're going to be talking about a few SEO-related topics today and covering some things. How you doing?
Happy to be here. Really excited to finally get the ball rolling on this podcast.
Yeah, it was a lot of work, a lot of putting the foam together. The foam, guys, it takes forever.
The set looks good though.
The set came out pretty good. Still needs a little bit of work. And by the way, guys, we as time goes by, we will try to make things a little bit better as we, record more. So repetition, I guess, with that will help. So let's get started. There's a few things I wanted to go over, a few topics, but the main one, I've noticed something, and I'm sure viewers have noticed it too, with online search. Google search has changed a lot lately. AI overviews is on 75%, I think, of searches now. It's really becoming prominent. From the ORM side of things, I've noticed we're getting a lot more clients interested in AI overviews specific services. Where do you see this going?
Oh, we're just scratching the surface of what's to come. So a team, or I guess I should say a potential client with a great marketing team, the question that they're routinely asking us in all of these discovery calls is, what can you do with LLM rankings?
Yeah.
In other words, what shows up when you search our name or recommendations or reviews or feedback on ChatGPT or these other LLMs like Gemini, Grok, etc., and the AI overview. What can we return on that?
Yeah.
Sometimes they show inaccuracies. Sometimes they show things that could be tweaked or perhaps adding some validation. And these are areas of major importance. I mean, we have studies that show, 80% of individuals who are searching something online, when they see an AI overview, they're not clicking those links.
Yeah, why would you? It's on top.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're trusting the AI overview and they're running
Might as
with
well.
it.
Yeah, I agree. I've seen that. From my personal point of view and personal perspective, when I search, I sometimes don't even click other things. I just click through to whatever AI overview says, and a lot of times I end up with the false information. Yeah. That's really important to bring up. A lot of times it's just giving out information that's not accurate, that's not true. How do we deal with that? I mean, as an ORM company, because we kind of have to show the best part of our clients, and yeah.
Yeah, so AI overview, LLM rankings and feedback, it's still SEO in a sense. There's still algorithms involved. There's still data sources that they pull from, and I know we have some stats to show on that later, what those sources might be.
Mm-hmm.
But there are ways to correct that data if it's inaccurate. I mean, for instance, we have one client who had a 99% positive sentiment. Nothing but great feedback. However, there was one incident that was negative. This person went and created a Reddit thread. It ranked towards the top of the Google search results. As a result, the LLMs and AI overview pulled from this one Reddit result, and the negative sentiment actually shows up in their AI overview, and as well as ChatGPT and other LLMs when you're asking about the brand online. And that's not really fair.
Yeah.
So we want to come in and correct that kind of stuff and ensure that that's not what people are seeing first, that people are seeing the brand is for how it really is, which is the positive customer feedback that it's typically getting.
Right, and a lot of times it's based on false information, so whatever that is being said is just completely untrue, inaccurate. We don't really just go out of our way to just work with anyone, right? We work with people who have definitely been falsely accused or have had some false information written about them. We don't just pick any client. I want people to realize that we don't really just pick any client. And I think, without diving into it too much, I feel like reputation management just gets a bad rep out there. People saying that we just work with the scummy people and they pay us money for doing dirty work. That's just not true. I've worked here now for about a year and a half, and I've noticed it myself that the people that we pick, the clients that we have, are typically individuals who have seriously been affected by some sort of false information. And let's be honest, fake news is out there is just getting crazier and crazier. So it carries, right? I mean, yeah.
It does, and we have a pretty extreme vetting process when it comes to which clients that we actually take on. But I mean, the truth is that one incident, one claim, one accusation should not define the narrative for one of our clients.
100%.
So we take a look at that, and then again ensure that the best foot is facing forward. We want to ensure that it's a positive reputation online.
Yeah, I brought this up, by the way. Most cited domains in Google AI overviews. This is from SEMrush. It just goes to show you the current landscape and what's really trending right now, what's being used. And you can see here, Quora and Reddit are top of that list. And that makes sense because it's treating Quora and Reddit as like the human source of information, so it must be the most accurate. That's just not true. Quora, you can write anything you want. Reddit, you can write anything you want. And this actually carries over into the day-to-day the businesses of ORM, because you're now seeing more people coming and coming to us and telling us, hey, I need help with Reddit. Reddit's posting stuff about me. People are posting stuff about me on Reddit that is just false, inaccurate. What do I do? And a lot of times it's a very, very difficult question to answer. Am I wrong? Like,
no, and you'll see, and look, these sources, they'll continue to be changed and modified by the algorithms as time goes on. Google or Chachibaia or any of these other LLMs will take a look and say, okay, we're leaning a little bit too much in Reddit, we're going to pull back a little bit. But for now, these results are accurate, and like the example I gave earlier, one negative incident in Reddit, it's one of the top searches, the criteria that goes into the AI overview, and as a result, this is what people see when they're Googling the brand online, that one negative incident.
Yeah. I think things can get either better or worse from this point on as far as AI is concerned. I think it will either become more intuitive when it comes to what is facts, what is not, and that will be, I think, that's what I'm hoping for personally, because I think that will help a lot with what people see out there. And but it really depends. It really depends. It really depends on what people prefer. Do they prefer really fast information, just getting to it really quickly, or factually correct information?
I think there's both, and that's what we do here at TBR. That information is coming back fast. That's not going to change. That's Google's job. That's ChatGPT's job. We need to ensure that information for our clients is as accurate as possible.
Yeah, and top 20 factors that correlate with high search engine rankings. So you see here text relevance, URLs, organic traffic, stuff that makes sense, like all this makes sense, but does it make sense as much when it comes to AI overviews, right? Because you can write anything in the text that you want and it will treat it as gospel. It will treat it as the truth. And that could lead to things, I think, both negative and positive. It depends.
Yeah, and we've seen that both ways, for competitors or any of our clients. The information that gets fed into that is sometimes accurate, a lot of times, as you've already mentioned, not really accurate at all, and that's where we work to go in and rectify that.
Another area that I wanted to touch on was because of AI overviews becoming more and more prevalent, it seems that locality is the new way to kind of go about SEO. And something that is kind of important is people treat locality as, okay, I'm in this town, I'm in this specific place, and I want to get food from this from restaurants in this area, but that's true. But there's also another factor of locality, which is, hey, I'm in a neighboring town, not that far away. Maybe there's a great food place that I don't know about in the other town that I could drive to super quick and enjoy a good meal, right? You want to be that restaurant, right? You want to be that business that not just ranks in one city, but ranks in multiple around you. And I think locality is going to become even more of a factor with all these changes.
Well, yeah, local SEO continues to be huge. And look, we've got global clients, we've got nationwide clients,
Yeah.
and we've got clients that are mom and pop that are, again, regarding a certain area. But yeah, it's not enough to rank in your specific city, but certainly the surrounding area if you're a company that would be concerned with local SEO.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where I like to focus when it comes to local SEO is when you go on Google Maps, right, and you search for certain keywords. If you don't have all your reviews right, there's a lot of negative news about you or something else. Reviews matter. Reddit and Quora on search being dominant matters into that equation. What if someone is saying something negative about you? We recently had a company, right, that was in such a situation where they had like a lot of negative reviews, and a lot of it was false, but we had to. It was a local business.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, if you've got, I'll give an example, a restaurant, and they've got a 4.5 overall review rating. Maybe call it a 4.3, and then that's decent. That's not too bad. But you read through a couple of these reviews, and they kind of turn off a lot of people from wanting to eat there, whether or not they were fair. Now you look at your local competitors, and they've got 4.5, 4.6, 4.7, and what other outlets are taking this into consideration? There's TripAdvisor, there's Yelp, there's a ton of others. So we want to ensure for sure that the businesses that we are working with are ranking as high as possible. So there's a couple of factors involved. We want to make sure that we're gathering reviews as efficiently as possible. Are we asking everyone who had a positive experience for that feedback? Are we helping individuals who maybe had a negative experience there? We're working to rectify those issues before they have a chance to leave a negative review. And when they did leave a negative review, is it something that maybe didn't adhere to the terms of service for that particular platform? So in a lot of instances, we can remove reviews outright, again, that don't adhere to the terms of service for particular platforms. And there's a lot of clients that have come on board with us, and they may have tried removal on their own. They think that this might breach so-and-so terms of service. Google can be tricky with reporting stuff like that, but we've been doing it for over a decade. We're very good at it, and we can work to rectify their overall review score to be more clear of where it should be ranking in the real world.
It's not, and I learned this from you actually. It's not good to answer reviews immediately as they come in, especially if they're negative.
Yeah, absolutely. If they're positive, absolutely. Respond as quickly as possible. If it's something that's negative, then it actually makes it more difficult to remove if you're validating that particular review. So allow us a chance to remove it for a while. Let's try to get it down.
Makes sense.
If it's something we can get down at some point in time, there are other methods involved to work to clear that review.
100%. All right. We were talking about companies and how they look, and I think a lot of companies try to use public relations firms to build some articles, some presence online, in a not just online, but these days, let's be honest, a lot of it is online. So what sets, because we know that ORM sort of was kind of born from SEO and PR. What do you think is the biggest difference? Honestly, what is the biggest difference between PR and ORM? That, I mean, we both sides do articles and all that, but I think honestly SEO side, right?
Yeah, I think you've already stated the formula. PR or ORM is PR meets SEO. So a lot of time these public relations firms, they won't have the SEO expertise, which is where we come in play. They might have journalists that they work with. They might pitch a specific story. They hope it gets picked up, but they're not controlling the narrative or the tone of that story. This journalist could write about anything. I mean, we had one client that came on board that had hired a traditional crisis management PR firm before us. And they pitched a story to a journalist. What do the journalists do? They did their due research, their due diligence, and they actually wrote about the negative incident. So now the top ranking article was actually a negative article highlighting the other content that they were hoping to overcome and put behind them.
Yeah.
So what we do, we actually partner with a lot of public relations firms. We actually work hand in hand with them to ensure that we're that SEO, that missing piece that ensures when they do make a placement, when something does go online, that it's going to rank prominently. It's going to rank well. It's going to build that validation and build that trust that these clients want to see from the consumers.
Yeah, and I mean, there's so much bias online right now. Like these days, there's a lot of bias, a lot of opinions, not a lot of facts. And um, I think in this world, it's good that you can have your own voice, and I think that's what ORMs do, right? We help people have their own voice. We help them talk about themselves in a positive light, and I think that there's nothing. Again, I'm bringing this up because reputation management does tend to get some negative outlook from people, but the reality is that there's so many opinions, and a lot of them, not everything you read is true, and I think you can see that, and we what we try to do is just to give people the voice, to tell their own story themselves. We give them the outlet to do so.
Yeah.
I think that's a really important thing, and why ORM I think is going to grow. Estimates show by 2030 it should be up to 30 billion. Actually, it's kind of crazy.
I believe it. I mean, again, we go back to traditional PR firms, and that was
Yeah.
what you used 20, 30 years ago, before that, et cetera, because you wanted
For sure.
you wanted to place yourselves in these different articles and show up. But nowadays with Google and the algorithms, it's more important to be front facing. We want to be the top thing that's seen when it comes to your online reputation or your brand.
My question for you is kind of just to finish up this particular episode, our inaugural episode. I wanted to talk a little bit about just how TBR started, and what were like the first steps of this business that got to this point? What were the most important aspects at the time, I think, that got us here?
I think it goes back to PR meets SEO. I mean, we saw a need worldwide to ensure that a business or a prominent individual's rankings were not tarnished by a negative incident. And the PR firms weren't able to handle this. SEO companies didn't have the PR expertise. So by combining that into a true ORM company, that's where online reputation management was really born. It was from both sides, putting them together, and ensuring that we can rank well and showcase those positive results for the clients.
What do you think we're aspiring to? I mean, a lot of our competitors, obviously there's business growth and all that, but honestly, there's a lot of ways we can go about this, right? There's branding, marketing. What are we leaning towards?
I mean, there's a lot of overlap with the branding and what we currently do.
Yeah.
So, and we're getting into that. We pour a lot of time and resources into marketing in that area. You'll see a lot of that in 2026, because essentially we came about as working to usually rectify a negative result, right? There's something in the search results. We want to clean that up. We want to push it down and showcase the positive. But there's so many other companies out there. There's such a broader market for businesses that might not have much of a reputation at all. So we want to go in, we want to make sure that they do have that validity, that they do have that trust, and showcase those positive articles that we can work to establish in place for them, to where when people are searching them online, they're like, wow, okay, this company's legit. I can go ahead and move forward with this purchase.
Yeah, and on that note, I think branding can actually, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like branding can actually help you sort of, well, I don't want to say cloud, but sort of stop any sort of future negative press from really taking shape, and dominating search. I think if you are proactive now and you are doing everything in your power to have a lot of positive branding, there is a minimal effect from any sort of false news that you may encounter in the future. And even competitors can do that. Even competitors can spread false news about you, and the next day you are losing revenue, right?
Yeah. There's a few aspects to that. I mean, we can work to create positive press on page one of Google for a brand. And what we've seen is that people often hesitate to leave additional or to leave negative feedback when a company's results look nothing but positive.
Yeah.
And the feedback that we're getting, the idea that we're drawing here is that they take a look at that and they're like, well, maybe it's just me. Let me try to get this resolved in a more amicable manner rather than going to the internet.
Sure.
And they second guess themselves of leaving negative content. And the second aspect of that is the actual search results themselves. We built almost a reputation wall, if you will, of positive press. So when there is a negative incident, it's often on page 2 or page 3 or buried so deep down that it doesn't have a chance to actually affect the company's rankings.
Yeah. Chris, that's all I wanted to ask you today. Thank you. And we'll have more episodes coming soon, so stay tuned. We're going to be talking a lot about marketing and SEO, public relations. Those are the general topics that we would try to discuss. And some other things from time to time for sure. So stay tuned, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Take care.